This match is sick as fuck. Welcome back, guys. Underused tier for you. I'm playing Tedefe, I guess that's his name. Maybe I didn't spell it correctly, who cares. But he's got Victini, Togekiss, Gligar, Umbreon, Blastoise, and Raikou. Oh my god. 4 defensive Pokemon. That is going to be hard to take down. Togekiss, Gligar, Umbreon, Blastoise. Are you kidding me? Then he's got, I guess, Raikou for Specs and Victini for Scarf, because Victini is generally a better Scarf than Raikou, plus Raikou runs a choice spec set a lot better than he does with a Scarf. So, I don't know what he's going to lead off with. I thought he might lead off with Victini, but I was sort of afraid of him leading off with Gligar. Regardless, I'm going to lead off with my Rhyperior and see how it goes. He leads off with Raikou though, so that's a good thing for me. I'm going to Dragon Tail first turn, predicting the switch, because there's no way in hell he's going to stay in unless he had HP Grass. But even then, I could have taken it and he would have died to an Earthquake. So I Dragon Tail it out to his Umbreon. I don't know what he wants to do really, but I'm going to switch. He goes into his Blastoise. We get a double switch going on here. He just switched out because I had Rhyperior out. He didn't predict anything, and neither did he die. So yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go for a U-turn, going to Togekiss, as I see he packs Hydro Pump instead of Scald, because he packs Leftovers, so I'm not too worried about it. He might miss, doesn't do that much damage. And I'm gonna go for an Air Slash, knowing that his Raikou is going to come in to scout its item. And I don't see Leftovers, so that was a good thing for me. Luckily, I did Air Slash, and I did make a good play there. I'm predicting an Electro Attack move. Makes a good play, good for an HPI, is predicting my Rhyperior. I needed to do it, but I have a plan. I'm going to switch into my Snorlax, knowing that he has to stay in, trying to take me out, and I'm going to go for a Pursuit, getting some nice damage on this Raikou. I planned this from the beginning. I know that I would enjoy getting hit with an HPI, knowing that I would get a major hit with Pursuit afterwards. So it was all planned. It was not careless, but yeah. He does set up his Stealth Rock with Gligar though. There was nothing I could do about it. And I'm going to Brave Bird the incoming Blastoise to get some nice damage to the point where it just dies, I guess. That's the thing. Anyway, I'm going to go for a U-turn. I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to go into my Togekiss to take the incoming Hydro Pump. He goes for it, no big deal. And at this point, since I'm low in health, I'm forced to Roost up. And he's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Togekiss. And Togekiss on Togekiss action is not something I'd like to do, but I have to do it. I noticed that he outspeeds me, so at least we have a speed tie. I went for a Nasty Plot. Now I'm going to go for a Heal Bell. He goes for an Air Slash. Please don't flinch, don't flinch. And I don't. Wow, I don't flinch para. That's good. I'm going to go for an Air Slash on this turn to gauge damage. He paralyzes me again, and it does a little bit, so I know he's probably not fully special defensive. And at this point, he switches out into his Raikou, and I'm going to switch out into my Rhyperior because I wanted to take on that Togekiss one-on-one. And I need to switch to Snorlax because I need to preserve Rhyperior to get Stealth Rocks late game once that Blastoise is gone. But it makes a very ballsy and very good play. He goes for Volt Switch. I probably would not have done it, but he makes a very good play knowing that his Raikou is valuable. And had he gone for something else, would have been Pursuit Trapped. Now he goes into his Victini. This is a big threat to my team, and I need to get rid of it immediately. I'm going to go for an Earthquake as he stays in and goes for a V-Create. I was a little bit afraid of a Choice Banded Break, but he didn't go for it, so I guess it's fine. Using into Togekiss, I need to fodder off my Snorlax. There's really no use for it anymore. And at this point, I'm going to go into my Rhyperior. He's threatened out, so he's got to switch. He goes into his Gligar, and I think I take the opportunity to go for a Rock Blast. I was also thinking about going for a Stealth Rock, but I know that Blastoise is still at a very good amount of health. Now, I don't know what Gligar wants to do, either Stealth Rock, not Stealth Rock, Toxic or Earthquake, so I'm going to set up Stealth Rocks now. And I see he's got Earthquake, which all Gligar are scary, so no big deal. I guess he switched out to Blastoise because he knew he would have been able to live a hit and get a Rapid Spin afterwards. But I switched to Crobat, and that's a very good thing because he either spins and lets his Blastoise die, or he doesn't spin and I kill his Blastoise regardless. So he makes a good play, the better play in the long run. He goes for a Rapid Spin, and I'm able to finish off this Blastoise. So it's 5 versus 4 at this point, 23 turns. and things are looking somewhat tied still, which I find kind of funny. Now I'm going to fire off my Crobat. I'm gonna go for a Roost to see what level he locks himself into, and I find out that he's slower, so he's definitely Specs. I'm gonna go for a U-turn. Do a lot of damage with the U-turn, so I know that a Brave Bird will kill it from that range, even though it's resisted. I'm going to fodder. I'm going to fodder off my Togekiss because it's paralyzed. It's slower than his own Togekiss, so the only real good use I had for it would be Umbreon, but I have Mienshao for it as well. So now I'm gonna go to Crobat. I know that I can take this thing up, but he has to switch. He gets into his Umbreon, and Brave Bird does 34. So I'm happy with that damage. It's a good reference for later on, and I'm going to Roost up to a point where I can be at a good amount of health after Stealth Rocks. I noticed that his Foul Play doesn't do half, so I can just keep roosting, get some health with leftovers as well, and things will be looking good. I think it's at this point that I'm gonna go for a U-turn and switch out into my Kingdra because I don't want Mienshao to take a Foul Play, and I need Rhyperior for his Togekiss, even though I'm physically defensive. He goes for Foul Play. He does 30, so I'm totally fine with it. I know he's going to Wish, so I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump. And he does indeed Wish. And he has no choice but to Protect. So what I'm going to do is go for a Ring Dance, knowing that he would Protect. And I know that Hydro Pump will be a 2-hit from this range. Probably even Hydro Pump plus Surf will take it out. Hydro Pump does a lot, does over half, and he goes for a Foul Play. I live it with 4. And I know he's gonna go for Protect, so I'm gonna go for a Surf regardless. Sorry, I went for a Hydro Pump. I was not sure if Surf would take it out, but I did a calc on this turn, and I know that Surf would have been able to take it out. So didn't need to risk Hydro Pump missing, and Umbreon goes down. And now I'm gonna go to Crobat, and his only choice is to go into Togekiss because had I gone for something else, I would have been screwed. And I wanted to get just switch initiative regardless, so I went for a U-turn. I'm going to my Rhyperior to take an Air Slash, and sorry, Thunder Wave, and now I'm going to take an Air Slash to the face. The rain stops. It really doesn't matter because there are no water types on the field. He goes for an Air Slash, and luckily for him, I get flinched. Now, I don't know what the deal was right here. Air Slash misses. Bitch! I go for a Rock Blast to get some nice damage on that thing. But yeah, that miss was actually very important. I don't know how much damage Mienshao's Stone Edge would have been able to do to Togekiss. And yeah, because of that, I'm going to be able to put Togekiss at a range where it needs to Roost, but I've got Earthquake plus Rock Blast, so he's not going to play that game. I went for an Earthquake, so had he not gone to flinch, he would not have died. But he takes me out with 2 Air Slashes. And at this point, I need to go into my Mienshao and go for a High Jump Kick. Now, why I did this, you might ask? I want to lure in his Gligar. Now, Gligar takes a High Jump Kick, and he's like, okay, I can live, like, whatever, but I do pack HPIs, and I needed Gligar out of the way. Thank God I did it. And now, his only choice is going to Raikou, and he's going to lock himself into Thunderbolt. But I know, because of that U-turn damage, U-turn is 70 power, Brave Bird after resistance is 90, so I know for a fact that Brave Bird is going to take out this Raikou. And now it is a matter of Brave Bird recoil as to whether I can beat the Togekiss and live the recoil. So I go for it. Brave Bird comes, and I live with 2%. Woo! That was... oh my god. The miss with Air Slash was actually kind of big. He played very well, but we both played well. This was a very good match now that I look at it. But I come up in the end with a very narrow 1-0 victory. And this was a fucking intense match. So I hope you leave a bunch of likes because this match fucking deserves it. And I'll see you all later. Peace.